On today's Live Daily News, Texas Department of Public Safety investigators released the official report from that fatal crash in Ozona, an Angelo State University lecture that is extremely topical, and the best places to go for spring break. Plus, Charlotte Anderson with Keep San Angelo Beautiful joins the show today to talk about their big upcoming event. All this plus more. I'm Yantis Green, and this is Live. Before we get to the news, all the local news, every weekday, thousands of folks just like you watch this live daily news that is streamed on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and sanangelolive.com. Businesses can connect with this large audience by placing a scripted ad at the beginning of each day's broadcast. Interested in advertising right here? Contact Joe Hyde at San Angelo Live at 325-340-1238. You are watching me deliver a scripted ad that could have your message instead of ours. Call Joe at 325-340-1238 or email him at joe@sanangelolive.com. As the show went off the air yesterday, the official DPS crash report was released for that fatal crash in Ozona. According to the investigation, 4 people died in that crash. We reported yesterday that Maria and Amelia Tambuga had passed away, but now officials released that 2 illegal aliens also died in that crash. As for the driver and human smuggler, 22-year-old Racian Comer of Bossier City, Louisiana, he was taken to a hospital in San Antonio with critical injuries. Funeral services for the Tambugas were at 11 o'clock this morning at Our Lady of Perpetual Help Catholic Church. In lighter news this week is spring break. If you're watching this from a beach, then lucky you. With that, our reporter Matt Trammell wrote a guide to the top spring break spots in Texas. 2 main beaches to hit are South Padre Island and Port Aransas. But as Trammell explains, at one spot you'll have a party, while the other you may get this. If you're staying in town, the Penny Tap House and the Penny Bar and Grill has concerts all weekend long. For that full report, check out Trammell's article only on sanangelolive.com. And school may be out at Angelo State University, but when students return, expect an interesting lecture on the border crisis. Guest speaker Dr. Miguel Lavario will discuss the situation between Texas and Mexico. In a release from ASU, the topics will include how Mexican migration to Texas in the early decades of the 20th century agitated race relations, as well as the diverse ways the Mexican Revolution of 1910 impacted diplomatic, economic, and ethnic relations along the border. Dr. Lavario is most known for his book titled Militarizing the Border: When Mexicans Became the Enemy. With a book like that, I guess you know what to expect from the lecture. If you want to go, the show will begin March 22nd at 6 p.m. in the C.J. Davidson Center. See that story on sanangelolive.com. Weather-wise, there is going to be a mixed bag of wintry spring weather today that will give way to very cold temperatures and a chance of snow in parts of the Concho Valley by the weekend with the passage of a strong cold front. That cold front will bring west winds of 25 to 35 miles per hour with gusts to 45 miles per hour today, and then the winds will shift to the north with the passage of that frontal system Thursday evening. Temperatures will drop rapidly to the mid-30s region-wide by Friday morning. Temperatures could reach the freezing mark around 32 degrees for a few hours Saturday and Sunday morning in rural low-lying areas of the Concho Valley, and there is a possibility of light snow mixing in with rain showers. That wintry mix will be confined, though, west of a Sweetwater to Ozona line and then south from Ozona to Junction. By Tuesday, look for temperatures to rebound throughout next week. And finally, the Sunset Shopping Center that features stores like Target and Ross here in San Angelo is going through some big changes. Before Trammell gets to that, though, have you gone out for a steak lately? Take a trip up to Miles, Texas, and select the juiciest and tastiest cuts of steak in Texas at Sklenorix. Sklenorix Smoked Meats is an award-winning smokehouse located on the main drag there in Miles, Texas at 108 South Robinson. Sklenorix Smoked Meats is open from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. weekdays, and then on Saturdays from 9 to noon. It's well worth that drive. That drive is worth the taste. Sklenorix Smoked Meats in Miles, Texas. And now, here's Matt Trammell with the biggest story of the day.
For years now, the Sunset Shopping Center has been changing, dumping big names like Bed Bath & Beyond, Pier 1 Imports, and Kirkland's. They have replaced the majority of stores with businesses like Home Goods, Buckle, and now a Pop Shelf. In case you didn't know, a few years back, Dollar General launched a furniture store. This is called a Pop Shelf, and it will be coming to the Sunset Shopping Center and the former Party City building. Of course, Party City is still there, but moved next door to the old Pier 1 building. Another story who lost their butt in the center is Versona. This woman's fashion store was put out by that Buckle and the locally owned business, the Brady Bunch Boutique. This constant change of business is good for some and bad for some, but that's not for us to decide. We just report the news. Because of the big changes, this is the biggest story of the day.
We all know it's super hard to find Super Duties. They are few and far between, but right now you can actually find a great selection at Jim Bass, and it's perfect because it's Truck Month. So why not take advantage of the Ford Factory incentives and our great selections and make it the place to buy your next truck. Jim Bass Cars and Trucks, Houston Hardin Road, or 24/7 at bassbunch.com.
March Madness is officially underway as the opening games tipped off this afternoon. Upsets are already on the board as the 13th seed Furman defeated 4 seed Virginia 68-67. Virginia threw the ball away and Furman hit a three to take the lead with 2.4 seconds to go. Let's take a look at that wild ending. In baseball news, the number 3 Angelo State Rams set a new program record in their blowout win against the Southwestern Pirates on Wednesday. 3 Rams hit home runs and Angelo State ran up the score to beat the Pirates 33-4. The Rams return to action tomorrow at 3 p.m. in San Angelo. Also, celebration turned to tragedy at the World Baseball Classic during Puerto Rico's post-game celebration in their win over the Dominican Republic. New York Mets star closer Edwin Diaz injured his right knee after the game ended. Diaz was carted off the field in a wheelchair, and after undergoing further testing, the Mets announced that Diaz had a torn patella ligament and would miss the entire 2023 season. Diaz will undergo surgery today. We wish him a safe and speedy recovery. For all updates on all things March Madness and sports around the Concho Valley and beyond, be sure to visit sanangelalive.com/sports.
This month only, mix and match cleaning and disinfecting services and save big with Carpetech. For example, get your carpet clean, save 10%. Get your carpet and tile clean, save 15%. Or get your carpet and tile and air ducts clean, save 20%. Call Carpetech today, 325-735-5142.
If your home is in a wreck, call Carpetech, yeah.
Well, welcome back. I'm Joe Hyde. We are actually live on this segment of the show. I'm with Charlotte Anderson with Keep San Angelo Beautiful. And Charlotte is, she comes on here a lot. I hear a lot of people complain. All the time. Like, why is there so much trash on the side of the road? Why doesn't the city do anything about it? Well, we're here to learn about how we can do something about it, right?
Absolutely.
So we have the power in our own hands and I guess elbow grease that we can do something about all the trash on the side of the road. This is happening the first weekend of the rodeo, April 1st.
Yes.
And that morning, we're going to have a citywide cleanup.
Absolutely. So we're really excited. This is a TxDOT sponsored event, and
Okay.
it's a Don't Mess with Texas.
And it's important to know that it's a TxDOT event because the main arteries that come into San Angelo are TxDOT roadways.
Absolutely. So it's a perfect opportunity for the community to come together. Keep San Angelo Beautiful is providing all the resources that you need. So if you're looking for a fantastic activity, a great way to give back, this is family friendly, it's team building, it's service oriented.
So in 2 weeks, this is going to happen, April 1st in
Yes,
the
sir.
morning. And when you talk about teamwork, it's like companies, like your insurance office, for example, might be interested in putting together a team. Or if you're a real estate agent, you could put together, I mean, we have all these realtor teams now, you know.
Absolutely.
The I Sell Homes team, you know, y'all can get out there and you can pick up as much as you want or as little as you want, right?
Right. So we have neighborhood associations getting together. We've got a group in Buffalo Heights. This is a perfect time for people that adopt a highway and do their 2-mile stretch to get out on the highway with their teams. Again, we're providing trash bags, we're providing grabbers. The first couple hundred people.
And the grabbers are important because bending over like for an hour for like some of us old people, it's like really tough.
Well, and what's tougher than that is the mesquite bushes. So in a lot of the places that we clean,
They have thorns.
Yes, and they can be very tough. We
Right.
do recommend that you wear a rubber boot, a hiking boot.
But don't wear your Brooks.
No.
No Brooks tennis shoes.
No, and no sandals.
But you'll have gloves and you'll have they have bags. That you can, I do this with Rotary. We have that little stretch of TxDOT road on the East Loop,
Yes.
right? And we go out there at 9 o'clock. We're usually done in about an hour. And you feel like you've accomplished something, even though like the East Loop, it's not as well trafficked. We were talking about before we went on the air about some of these, I guess, high trash trafficked areas.
Yes.
Particularly on like the 5500 block of Sherwood Way, out there by the new HEB
Yes.
and Sam's, because what do people always complain about trash? It's always about those plastic bags, right?
Yes. So there's a little berm area right in front of HEB that stretches from Chick-fil-A to the HEB gas station, and it's a very safe area, but it's an area that could probably be cleaned once a month.
And when you say safe, you don't have cars going by at 85 miles an hour there.
Correct.
You know.
Correct.
And these are little splotches where the wind kind of blows and it's like a honeypot,
Right.
for plastic bags and things.
Absolutely.
And there's several of those around town
Yes.
that are strategic.
Yes, there's another one right off of Arden Road next to the Total Car Care Clinic. There's a vacant lot, and it's right off of Howe Street and Arden, and it's a perfect collection site for bags that are coming down from the old HEB and across the highway.
Before, if someone's interested in helping out, if they want to put a group together, is there a
Yes.
contest? Do you get to win prizes?
We do have prizes, so we have prizes for the most interesting item, and
Most interesting item that you picked up on the side of the road?
correct. So instead of just having a trash day, we're actually out there on a scavenger hunt for the most interesting item.
So are you throwing interesting items into these?
No, that's one thing we don't have to do. Last year, the young lady that found the most interesting item, she was with First Community Federal Credit Union, and she found a pair of tidy whities. And our teams that are
Tidy
there,
whities?
tidy whities.
I hope she had a grabber.
She did.
Good.
As a matter of fact, so people will put them in their bags of their trash, and we tell them if you want to be in the running for the prize, you've got to take your product out and put it on the ground, and then everybody votes for the most interesting item.
If you're complaining about the trash on the side of the road in San Angelo, Texas, this is your chance to do something and do it very strategically, because you're being smart about where you're aiming
Absolutely.
this stuff.
Absolutely. We're targeting those TxDOT highway areas that we can get in, make a difference, have an impact, and really enjoy the fruits of our labor. So if there's
So you'll be able to look back, kind of like when a guy mows the lawn.
Absolutely.
Why does a guy?
Absolutely.
My wife gets on me. She says, "When you mow the lawn, that's all you'll do is just mow the lawn. You won't do any of the other stuff like weed eat and stuff." And I said, "That's because you can look behind you and you can see the carnage and the yard. And this is the same thing. You'll be able to you'll look at this field and it'll be like trash everywhere, and in an hour and a half or so, it's gone.
It's just fantastic.
Yeah.
There's no better feeling to be able to look back and see your success and the success of your team. So we're excited to
How do you if I want to put a group together, how do I get in contact with you?
Just give me a call. I'm at 486-3771. We'd love to register your team. We've got t-shirts for you guys. It's a really cool t-shirt. We'd be happy to get a t-shirt on you. Pledge to be litter free and don't mess with Texas. And then of course on the back, we're going to recognize that you're a volunteer and you're here to keep San Angelo beautiful. So we hope
you
that
get
you
the
can
shirt
join
before or after you pick it up?
You get the shirt before so you can
So
wear
you
your
can
shirt.
wear it, and you're wearing a red shirt, and so that guy in the pickup truck who's like not halfway paying attention might see you.
Yes, he will see you, and he's going to honk and wave and say thank you for
There
your
you
work
go.
today.
There you
But
go.
we are excited to address our gateway areas, those little 2-mile stretches as you come into San Angelo. We want those to be beautiful.
This is the first weekend of the rodeo too. We've already had the Friday performance the night before. And this is April 1st, so it's a good time to make sure the arteries coming into San Angelo Clinic.
Absolutely.
All right, second thing you're going to do is in May 6th.
May 6th it
May
is.
6th, you're going to have the hazardous waste collection.
Yes, so
right?
we're going to go from trash on the highways to hazardous waste.
So if you have a Tesla with a battery that's gone bad, you
Don't
can
bring it.
You can
No,
bring
no,
your
no.
battery. You can't bring the battery?
Not the Tesla batteries.
Okay.
No, we're not taking those.
What are you going to take?
So
Will you take a real battery?
Yes, yes. So when you drive in, the first stop you'll come to is going to be Ella with
When you drive through where?
the Coliseum.
So this is going to be the Coliseum.
At the Coliseum, and you can come at 8:30. We'll probably be there till 11:30. If you're in line by 11:30, we'll get you through the line.
Okay.
So your first stop is going to be Ella Saves the Oceans, and she collects plastic bags. So save your plastic bags and bring them for her. These plastic bags are recycled by the United Church in Mertzen, the Prayer Shawl Group. The ladies at this group, they shred them, they braid them, and they use them to make mats for the homeless.
Okay.
So that's their project. The next stop, you can bring 3 to 4 boxes of documents that you need shredded. They will be shredded on site.
So if you're doing your taxes
It's
and you need to shred your paperwork. right?
absolutely
So that
perfect timing.
Yeah.
And the best part is it's free.
When it comes
So it's
to
free.
unique
So it's actually
pieces you
throwing
can't
you're
find
gonna
anywhere else,
recycle
Kano's
the paper, but at the same time they'll shred it for you before they can throw it in the recycling.
They're going to shred it right in front of your face. So you
deal.
don't have to worry about the documents. So they'll be taking cardboard, we'll be taking car batteries,
Mm-hmm.
and regular batteries, and then electronic waste. We aren't taking...
What about those big TVs? dude?
No monitors.
No monitors?
No monitors.
Okay.
No monitors. But if you have a little...
Too much. Whatever.
It's too much.
Mercury
Yeah.
in them.
But if you have a CPU tower, or if you have a keyboard, or
What
if
about
you,
a whole laptop?
a laptop, they would take that as
They would
well.
take it?
Yes.
Even though it has a little monitor in it.
Yes.
Okay.
Just as long as it doesn't look like the TV.
You don't want the
thing.
TV monitor. What about a flat screen?
Yes, that's fine.
You can bring a flat screen, but don't bring the big
Yeah.
1996 model Sony.
No.
Right.
No.
Gotcha.
No.
Okay.
Okay, and so after that, we'll head on down the road. We've got Alliant Recovery is going to be with us. Alliance Recovery. They will be taking oil. So
Okay.
you
And
can,
that's all at the Coliseum. They'll just direct
all
you
at the
to-
Coliseum. Oh yeah. So once you get there, I can assure you there will be a line, and you will get in the line, so you don't have to worry. I get phone calls every day. How are we going to proceed? Do we drive on the left? Do we drive on the right? You know what? I go out on Friday and I set up the cones, and the cones are very distinct, so you'll know exactly.
And you'll have people.
Absolutely. We have
Marshalling.
over 100 volunteers at this event. It's our biggest event of the year.
And this is kind of what they used to do on Knickerbocker Road at that.
The San Angelo Friends of the Environment.
Yes.
And when we went to curbside recycling, then they just didn't have enough.
Right. But we
pickups
still have batteries, and we
Yes,
still have
we still
plastic
do.
bags and all that kind of stuff that you can't recycle.
Correct. So after you drop off your oil, you're going to take a right turn, you'll curve around, and you will go to the hazardous waste items, which would include your paint.
Okay.
Latex paint, spray cans of paint.
Your Rust-Oleum.
Yes, there you
Right.
go. Pesticides, any yard chemicals, herbicides, garden things. We'll be taking I want to say any other type of chemicals
You
that
don't
you
wanna-
have
you don't
under
wanna
the sink.
commit to something, you're like, oh, no.
You got to be careful with that. But corrosives,
Right.
pool chemicals and things. So we are excited. I will tell you that about 85% of what we take is paints.
Okay.
And so just a little tip on your paints. If you have paints right now, take the lid off, let them dry out.
Okay.
That can go to the landfill. You can put that in your trash.
All right. 2 big events coming up.
Yes.
April 1st.
Yes.
Is the TxDOT Road Highway Pickup event.
Absolutely.
And that's coming up real fast. So we need volunteers. We need groups.
Yes.
You know, like a fraternity, sorority at ASU, businesses that have a bunch of employees, clubs, like, you know, young professionals at San Angelo. They have strong backs. And
They
can
do.
bend over a lot. We need to have a YPSA group, and maybe even Walt Koenig from the chamber. He ought to put together a chamber group. I'm just calling you guys out, man. And then, but this is an important thing because everyone complains about trash on the side of the roads coming into San Angelo. This way to make it beautiful and do it strategically.
Absolutely.
And then the second event is May 6th at the Coliseum, starting at 8 o'clock. They're going to have a hazardous waste disposal. What do you call it? A workshop? It's not a workshop. It's a collection.
It's
collection
a
day.
household hazardous waste event.
And how many times a year do you do the hazardous waste?
The hazardous waste we only do once event. It's our biggest event of the year. Okay. It's a very costly event. I can tell you last year our fees went up over 40%. That's why we...
And the reason is because when they bring it in, you still have to dispose of them.
Absolutely. And the people that we work with are local providers. So Big Country, BRI, Recycling Solutions, Alliance Recovery, they provide their services for us for free. But
they still have disposal costs on the stuff.
Correct. Now, our provider that comes from San Antonio that's taking the paints, the fluorescent light bulbs, your pesticides, your herbicides, your chemicals, they get 90% of the money.
Gotcha.
So it is a big event. And again, we encourage our teams with paint. If you have a small portion of paint, please take your lids off, let that dry out. I'd much rather spend the money on trees and plants and beautification than
paying for this stuff.
Absolutely.
All right, Charlotte Anderson, keep San Angelo beautiful. Give me your phone number one more time.
486-3771, and we're at charlotte.anderson@cosatx.us.
Charlotte.Anderson at the city. So,
there you go.
There you go. Anyway, thank you so much for coming on our show today, and we look forward to having a big event on April 1st.
It's a pleasure to be with you. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
When it comes to unique pieces you can't find anywhere else, Kano's Diamonds and Coins is your one-stop shop. With over 24 years in the diamond and coin industry, Kano's Diamonds and Coins is West Texas's choice for diamonds, jewelry, coins, silver, and gold. Owner Bill Kano stands by his work and offers free consultations, including estate jewelry. Don't just trust anyone with your valuables. Come see the staff at Kano's at 1016 West Beauregard in San Angelo.
And that's it for news, weather, and sports this time. Be sure and check with us early in the morning for an update on the weather. And, of course, we'll have news throughout the day tomorrow. For San Angelo Live, I'm Yantis Green.